Welcome to Expert Real Estate Secrets, the show where real investors share real strategies that actually work. No fluff, just actionable tips to help you close more deals, make more money, and build lasting wealth. Let's get started.
All right, let's kick things off with one of my absolute favorite ways to find deals, driving for dollars. I know, it sounds old school, but honestly, it still works. You just hop in your car, cruise through neighborhoods, and look for those telltale signs. Vacant homes, overgrown lawns, maybe a boarded up window or two. I mean, you can spot a property that needs some love from a mile away, right?
Yeah, and you don't even have to leave your house if you don't want to. I'm a big fan of using Google Street View or apps like Deal Machine or Profit Drive. You can virtually scout neighborhoods, drop pins, and keep track of properties that look distressed. It's like driving for dollars, but in your pajamas. And you know, I always say, if you're not using tech to make this easier, you're missing out.
Totally. And don't forget about Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. I set up keyword alerts for stuff like must sell or fixer upper. Sometimes you'll find a tired landlord or a seller who just wants out. The trick is to reach out like a real person, not a robot. I once found my best off-market deal by leaving a handwritten note on a vacant house's door. The seller called me a week later, and it turned into a win-win. Sometimes that personal touch just works.
That's a great story, Mia. And for folks listening, don't be afraid to post your own ads too. You can put up a free post on Craigslist or Facebook offering quick closings. Just keep it simple and honest. The more you put yourself out there, the more likely you are to get a bite.
So let's talk about building your network. I know we touched on this in our episode about finding motivated sellers, but it's worth repeating. Your network is your net worth. Local Facebook groups, community forums, even those neighborhood apps. If you show up and actually help people, not just pitch, you'll stand out. I like to share tips, answer questions, and sometimes I'll ask group admins if I can go live to talk about selling as is. It's all about being helpful, not salesy.
And don't underestimate the power of a good bird dog network. I mean, mail carriers, Uber drivers, landscapers, they see everything. Offer a finder's fee like $500 if a lead closes, and you'll be surprised how many people want to help. I use a simple Google form to track referrals, and I give bonuses for repeat referrers. It keeps people motivated.
That's smart. And then there's partnering with niche professionals, bankruptcy attorneys, estate sale companies, you name it. Don, didn't you once land a big referral just by handing out a one-page PDF to an attorney?
Yeah, I did. I kept it super simple. Just explained how I help their clients get cash for their house, even if they're behind or in probate. That one connection led to several deals. Sometimes all it takes is making it easy for people to refer you. All right, let's get into some old school meets modern tactics. Mining public records is one of those things that sounds boring, but it's a gold mine. Probate filings, pre-foreclosure notices, tax liens, eviction records. You can find all of this on your county's website or at the courthouse. And if you're not sure what to say, you can use AI tools like ChatGPT to write a quick script for reaching out. It doesn't have to be complicated.
And then there's door knocking. I know, it's not everyone's favorite, but it works. I always bring flyers or sticky notes, sometimes just a "sorry I missed you" door hanger with my info. The key is to be friendly, not pushy. I'll say something like, "Not sure if this applies to you, but I help folks get out of tough housing situations." It opens the door for a real conversation.
And don't forget about your Google business profile. It's free, and it helps you show up when people search for things like "sell my house fast in Atlanta." Just make sure you keep it updated with photos and weekly posts. If you're worried about privacy, use a virtual office address. It's all about credibility and being easy to find.
Let's shift gears to local events. I love this one because it gets you out in the community. Home shows, neighborhood cleanups, even local fairs. These are great places to meet residents and other investors face to face. You're not just another name online, you're a real person they can trust.
Yeah, and if you want to take it a step further, host a small workshop or seminar at a community center or library. You don't need a huge crowd. Even 5 or 10 people is enough. You get to share your expertise, answer questions, and position yourself as the go-to person for real estate problems.
And don't overlook local businesses. I've partnered with coffee shops and hardware stores to leave flyers or business cards. Sometimes they'll let you put up a little display in exchange for promoting their business too. It's a win-win and helps you reach people you might not meet otherwise.
All right, let's talk social media. I know we've covered AI and tech in past episodes, but you don't need a big budget to make an impact here. Targeted campaigns on Instagram, TikTok, even LinkedIn can showcase your expertise and attract motivated sellers. You don't have to be a marketing genius, just share what you know and be consistent.
And don't forget about those niche Facebook groups and Reddit forums. I'm in a bunch of local real estate groups, and I try to actually participate, answer questions, share insights, and just be helpful. It's not about spamming your services, it's about building relationships. Plus, you can use social listening tools to keep an eye on what's trending locally. If you see a lot of chatter about, say, code violations in a certain neighborhood, that's your cue to jump in and offer help.
Exactly. The key is to be present and responsive. If you're the first to answer a question or offer advice, people remember you. And that's how you get those inbound leads.
So, once you've got some leads, how do you actually close the deal? One of my go-tos is direct mail, especially to absentee owners or high-equity homeowners. I'll send a personalized letter or postcard, nothing fancy, just something that feels real. It's amazing how many people respond to a simple, honest message.
And don't forget about virtual open houses. If a seller's out of town or just doesn't want a bunch of people walking through their house, you can do a Facebook Live or Instagram story tour. It's easy, it's free, and it makes you look tech savvy. Plus, you can partner with property managers or maintenance companies. They'll often give you a heads up when a property is about to hit the market. That way you're first in line.
Yeah, being proactive is everything. The more you can get ahead of the competition, the better your chances of closing the deal.
Now, if you want to get a little more advanced, there are some great data and tech tools out there. Platforms like PropStream or REI Pro let you spot market trends and distressed properties before everyone else does. You can set up automated alerts for things like foreclosures or ownership transfers, so you're always in the know.
And don't underestimate a good CRM. I use mine to track every lead, every follow-up, every partnership. It keeps me organized and makes sure nothing slips through the cracks. If you're serious about scaling, you need a system. Even a simple spreadsheet is better than nothing, but a CRM really takes it to the next level.
Yeah, and the more you automate, the more time you have to actually talk to sellers and close deals. That's where the magic happens.
Let's talk about marketing, both offline and online. I love a good direct mail sequence with a clear call to action, but I also create blog posts and videos that answer common questions sellers have. It builds trust and brings in inbound leads over time.
And if you want to put a little money behind it, paid social ads can be super targeted. You can focus on specific neighborhoods or seller profiles. But honestly, if you're consistent with your content and your outreach, you don't need a huge ad budget. Just keep showing up and offering value.
Exactly. It's about being where your sellers are, whether that's in their mailbox, on their phone, or at the local coffee shop.
All right, so you've got the lead, you've made the offer. Now what? Follow-up is everything. I set reminders to check in with every lead, even if they said no the first time. Sometimes people just need a little time. And every month, I review which lead sources are working best so I can double down on what's actually producing results.
And don't forget about building relationships with local service providers, contractors, inspectors, title agents. If you refer business to them, they'll often send deals your way too. It makes every transaction smoother, and sometimes you get access to deals before they hit the market. It's all about playing the long game.
Yeah, real estate is a relationship business. The more you invest in people, the more opportunities come your way.
Before we wrap up, let's touch on creative financing. Not every deal needs a traditional bank loan. Lease options, subject to, seller financing, these are all ways to close deals when cash or credit is tight. We actually did a whole episode on subject to deals, so if you missed that, go back and check it out.
Yeah, and the key is to ask the right questions up front. If you can figure out what the seller really needs, you can often structure a deal that works for both sides. And don't be afraid to build relationships with private lenders or hard money lenders. Having flexible funding sources in your pipeline gives you more options and helps you move fast when the right deal pops up.
Absolutely. Creative financing isn't just for the pros. Anyone can learn it. And the more tools you have in your toolbox, the more deals you can do.
All right, that's a wrap for today's episode. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and comment, and also check out our past episodes for even more strategies. Mia, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Don. And thanks to everyone listening. Go try a couple of these free lead gen strategies this week and let us know how it goes. We'll see you next time on Expert Real Estate Secrets. Bye, Don.
Bye, Mia. Take care, everyone. And don't forget to go to expertrealestatecoaching.com for all your real estate education.
That's it for today on Expert Real Estate Secrets. If you're ready for hands-on coaching and real results, go to www.expertrealestatecoaching.com right now. Join the community, get the tools, and start closing more deals. We'll see you on the next episode.